Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a reading for my Gemini collective. Any major Gemini placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Keep in mind, timing and energy is fluid, and not every reading is going to be for you, Gemini. So please only take the messages that resonate. Leave behind the rest. If this reading does not resonate, then check your other signs and placements. All right, Gemini, let's see what Spirit has in store for you for a message. What does Gemini need to be aware of when it comes to these energies? Oh my God. So Pisces just got that. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Doesn't have to be. But I think get ready for some flames of some sort. Strong emotions are coming to the surface, Gemini. Passionate love or hate. I think if you've been stressed out, you got nothing to worry about. I do think somebody might be getting the boot, though. I think somebody might be getting booted out of your life, and you're going to need to take care because there's likely going to be a loss of material wealth. I think emotions are running high, and the most difficult part of a toxic situation is coming to a close, and I think you do have nothing to worry about. I think you've been on a long journey. I think you've been on a physical, mental, spiritual journey, and it's been a long time, but I think the treasure that you've been seeking is on the other side of maybe giving somebody the boot, whether you're moving or giving somebody the boot. But if you want to achieve all of your goals, I think you're going to have to increase your efforts, and you're definitely going to have to boot some people out of your life. And maybe this will create a loss of material wealth. I'm not sure. But you got some sharks in the tank that you need to be careful. You got some people out to get you is kind of what I think. Passionate love or hate. And I do think, although you might have some major challenges to overcome, I do think the most difficult part of a situation is coming to an end. And I think you've had a lot of negative forces working against you. And maybe it's time to overcome these problems and to kind of bridge, to mend some bridges, to bridge these energies. I think you've been worrying all up in your head, all up in some mental anxiety, some mental stress about maybe opening the doorway to a new opportunity. But I think a lot of passionate love and hate is coming to the surface. It's feeling like very karmic in nature. So let's see what else needs to come through for you. Okay, past life connection. We have many past life connections. So this could very well be a karmic connection that you are encouraged to disconnect from in order to rebalance your life. I think you're going to have to navigate very carefully because you do have somebody working against you. I think somebody's getting axed out of your life, booted out of your life, because they've been a block to your blessings. Blessings flipped out in reverse. So definitely some financial struggles here. And I think you are encouraged to reject somebody. I think there's going to be a rejection, which is likely going to trigger some passionate emotions, and I think some anger. So I think somebody here has been reliving the past, maybe wanting to go back to the past. I think maybe one or both of you have been in the dark night of the soul, and maybe you've been, living back the past, remembering things better than they were. I'm being shown the Six of Cups. So there's likely a lot of nostalgia here. Doesn't mean that it's healthy. I kind of think it's time for you to seize a new opportunity. I think it's kind of time to reject the past. We're not going back there. Stop looking back at the past. We're kind of moving forward. I think it's time to close the door on the past, lock the door, go in a new direction. I think, you've been dreaming of a new direction. You've been dreaming of, seizing a new opportunity. I think forgiveness is going to be needed. There's definitely oh my God, I can't even talk. A finality here, a final ending, the death of a situation. And I think it hurts. Endings are never easy. So maybe there's some anger coming to the surface. I think forgiveness is going to be key. Either way, there's a storm brewing when it comes to you walking away from something. Somebody's walking away because there's a new opportunity that is being seized. Somebody is dreaming of going in a new direction. And wherever you've been at, for sure, Gemini, it's definitely been blocking your blessings. So I think it hurts. All endings hurt. Endings are never, ever easy. And I think, you delayed this ending, this rejection. And it's kind of time to walk away. No matter what chaos and conflict it's going to trigger, it's time to allow the storm to pass. I think you're encouraged to be the eye of the storm. There's a lot of light being shed. I think emotions run deep, and there's going to be a big blowout is what I'm seeing here. I think this is going to be like a rejection of an entire social circle. Maybe that's why you've clung to control, because you're going to have to shift your entire social circle. There's definitely a karmic storm of brewing here, and I do think it hurts. But, you know, the universe has a plan. You're really going to trust that the universe has a plan, because you're being drawn to go in a new direction. And maybe this is going to require a divorce in order to rebalance the situation. So let's jump in with some tarot. Major ending here, major ending, walking away from a long-standing partnership. And I think you've avoided dealing with this up until now. So something needs to be dealt with once and for all. And maybe you're needing to forgive yourself for making a decision that might hurt somebody. I'm not sure. But I think this has been a very long, draining mental process, a long, draining journey. And it's kind of time to embrace this loss, to step into your blessings. Yeah, you're walking away. You're walking away. I don't want to fight no more. You're walking away. Because, you know, there's no growth, there's no abundance, definitely going to be a huge loss in some material wealth, without a doubt. But it's time to walk away from this fight. I think get ready for a battle. Somebody here is in a power struggle with you. They want to keep you stuck. They like to fight. They like to create drama and all kinds of challenges. And it's kind of time to, you know, cut out the bullshit. You know, speak up and be heard. And, you know, anything that you lose when it comes to material aspects can always be rebuilt and be regained. I think you are being asked to walk away wherever you've been at. I don't think it's been emotionally satisfying. I think there's been a lot of power struggles. There's been a lot of arguing. There's been a lot of people in the mix creating drama. And it's kind of time to speak up. It's time to speak up, to walk away, to go towards wish fulfillment, to go towards your spiritual path. There's your energy, Gemini, Queen of Swords. It's time to get honest about what's going on in this foundation. We have Judgment, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. It's time to lay down this burden. I think you've been in a foundation for quite some time. Maybe you've even been married to this person for 10 years. I'm not sure. But I think a final judgment call is going to be made. I think you're coming into an epiphany, an aha moment, like, hey, this isn't working. Why am I going to stay here and keep struggling when I'm not even emotionally content? I'm not even happy in this situation. So I think you're getting ready to turn your back to the past. You're getting honest. You're cutting through the fog. You're cutting through the illusions, and you're saying no more. No more. You're done is kind of what I feel. You're making that final judgment call. It's time to make that final judgment call. You know, maybe the two of you have built a lot of stability together, and maybe you will lose a lot financially, but somebody needs to get booted out of your life, because this foundation has been a burden. It's really been a burden. It's been a block to your blessings, and it's kind of time for that wake-up call. So where are you needing to instill these firm boundaries, Gemini? I think you need to instill some firm boundaries, and you are encouraged to go your own way. There's a tower coming. If you don't walk away on your own, get ready for the universe to kick you out, because I think you've been told it's time to reject this relationship. There's definitely a false foundation crumbling to the ground. And I think maybe you didn't know your worth and your value. I think you've been in a very codependent situation, maybe for financial security, for fear of not having enough. Definitely financial hardship here, financial ruin, but this really is going to get you on the pathway of a brand new passionate beginning. You know, follow your passions, follow your heart. This is where you kind of birth that brand new reality, because wherever you're at, you don't know your worth and you don't know your value. You've not been nurturing yourself. You've not been honoring yourself. You've been playing into a very toxic codependent relationship, likely built on a trauma bond. You know, you're never ever stuck. You always have the choice to break those chains, but you have to know your worth and know your value and not be afraid of losing any stability, because the Empress is a creator. The Empress can build anything from ground zero. So, you know, don't be afraid to walk away. You know, I don't think you've wanted to look at this. There's definitely another option here. The Lover's reversed, but you've been holding on to something that's just not working. It's not working out. You're not on the same page. Why are you holding on to something that doesn't bring you any joy? You got the whole world in your hand, but all you got to do is take that first step in a new direction. Definitely crossroads here, decision time, and I think you've been stuck for quite some time in a lack mentality for sure. You know, playing into victimization. You know, when you don't know your worth, people manipulate you, and I think it's time for this wake-up call is what I'm feeling. It's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet, to get grounded, to know your worth and to know your value, to nurture yourself. I don't know why, but I feel like you've been resisting this new cycle. You've been resisting this new cycle. There's going to be an opportunity to work together again in a community situation, in a new direction. But, you know, you're not taking that leap of faith. So, you know, when you resist this leap of faith, the universe comes in, smacks you with that tower and throws you over the edge. So I kind of feel like you know this tower's coming, and you've put off taking action in a new direction. You've put off taking action, pulling the plug and ending a very toxic situation, a situation that there is no love. It's unrequited love. You've been in a period of extended grieving, not getting that fulfillment on the inside, and you know it. You know it, Gemini. You know it's time to move. It's time to move because you've been suppressed, you've been depressed, you're in a situation that isn't yielding any growth, it's stuck, it's stagnant. It's time to bring healing into your life. You've known this love is gone and you're allowing yourself to stay stuck. It's time to embrace these changes, Gemini. It's time to let this situation die away once and for all. It's a final ending. There's no more building from ground zero. You're going to have to go in a brand new direction. It's time to release this codependency. And you know it. And you know it. So I think you could be dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, Libra. We got Earth here. We got Gemini. That's your energy, the lovers. What else do we got here? We got Mars energy with the Tower. Taurus energy again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm thinking like you've been living in denial, and it's time to take the veil of illusion off, Gemini. You've been in a difficult situation. You do have some challenges to overcome, likely financial challenges, but you've got what it takes to rebuild from ground zero, but it's going to take a lot of strength. Let's see what this Lovers reversed is all about, please. Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups, 9 of Swords. You're like in a prison cell of your own making. This really has prevented you from finding your spark and your passion for life again. You could be dealing with somebody that has another woman on the side. I'm not sure. That's not going to be for everybody. But like, this is where you're at. Looks great on social media, but behind closed doors, you're not happy. It feels like a prison cell. You feel trapped. You can't sleep. You've got all kinds of mental stress, mental anxiety. And it's time to find that inner passion again. It's time to find that spark for life again. It's really time to see that this just isn't working out. Stop holding on to something false. You know, stop holding on to this for the status quo is what I'm feeling. So let's see what this Judgment is, because I feel like it's an awakening of some sort. An awakening that maybe it's time to get in the driver's seat and go in a new direction. I think you've been thinking about departing for a very long time. I think you're dealing with somebody that's emotionally immature. I do think it's time to, you know, plant that seed in a new direction, to learn something new and to do the hard work. Virgo energies, that workhorse energy, doing the hard work. So I think you're preparing to unexpectedly depart. You know, because you've been in an illusion. You've been living in fantasy land, and it's kind of time to cut through the illusion, to go inside and do the inner work in order to get your life back in balance, because there you've been, trapped in a prison cell of your own making, looping around back and back inside your head, round and round, All you need to do is take the blinders off, because wish fulfillment is on the other side of leaving this toxic situation behind. So what is this Devil? Because I just feel like codependent on a foundation for financial stability. I think maybe you're codependent on a masculine energy to provide for you financially in this foundation, and you're about to get a major wake-up call. Get ready to shift your perceptions, because you can't stay stuck. It's time to, you know, follow your heart. You're in a situation where you're not getting what it is that you deserve when it comes to love, reciprocity. You know, your emotional needs are not being met. And you've been watering a dead tree for far longer than you should have. Maybe you've known this was over for at least a couple of years, and you've really not wanted to feel it yet. And it's time to go your own way. It's time to remove the blocks, because, you know, maybe one or both of you have been manipulating a situation, and there's going to be a moment of truth coming forward very, very soon. Whether this is, you know, divine truth coming in or some truth being spoken, but it's kind of time to open up your heart to go in a new direction. It's time to take that leap of faith, because, yeah, this is what's keeping you from that leap of faith, an old mindset. You're in a relationship that was built in some toxic patterns, some codependent patterns, an old mindset. It's time to take the blinders off. It's time to follow your intuition. You know this is coming. I think, you know, it feels like a betrayal. It's time to put that final sword in the coffin. It's time to, you know, go towards what it is that you know you're supposed to do. So get ready to go deep, to go inside and to do that deep inner work, Gemini. It's time to find that inner light. You're gaining a lot of wisdom from this unhealthy attachment. I think you're going to passionately go in a new direction. I think you're learning a major lesson. I think get ready for a lot of heated arguments coming up when it comes to some secrets, when it comes to some lies, because it's kind of time to lay down this burden. I think it's time to learn this lesson. I think it's rooted in some childhood patterns, a core wound. And it's kind of time to, you know, have this come full circle. Major karmic lesson being learned. And you're not going to have to learn this again. So I think emotions run deep. And you are gaining that new perspective. So it could be dealing with a Pisces or an earth sign. Pretty much everybody here. But all I got to say is if you don't take that leap of faith, you're going to get thrown out. The universe is going to throw you out, because this situation is unhealthy. You've been overthinking. That's not healthy either. There's a lot of obsession here, a lot of obsessive thought patterns. And it's kind of time to take that step back and be the observer, because I think you're struggling, and, you know, that struggle will cease to exist when you break these chains. So I think get ready for some divorce proceedings. It's kind of time to walk away, to walk the higher pathway, and to go towards wish fulfillment, because Spirit is saying you're the student in this situation and you're learning valuable lessons. So open up your mind to a new possibility, because Spirit's been bringing forward the signs, the synchronicities to show you this is unhealthy. And they're always there. All you got to do is ask for their assistance. So I kind of feel you're dealing with somebody who likely belittles you, makes you feel small, doesn't really support you emotionally. And the universe wants you to be with somebody that will love you, all parts of you. Stop compromising your integrity, Gemini. Just to be connected to somebody, to not be alone, because that really isn't going to serve your worth and your value. Be brave. You can do this. Refocus your energy. Acknowledge and learn from the past, and go forward, because the universe has been communicating with you. They've been sending you the signs, the synchronicities. They've been telling you what it is that you need to do, and maybe you've just not been paying attention. And it's time to reconnect with your higher self in the heart space to learn this lesson once and for all. Be brave. You can do this, Gemini. You can do this. And that's what I got for a message for you. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.